as Greece looks at its own capital controls that it imposed this summer, what can it learn from Iceland's experience?
That is, of course, for the Greeks to decide. We can tell our story and they can draw the conclusions. And there are very significant differences because in Greece, these are more controls on domestic residents taking out their money, whereas in our case, we had very big bankruptcy of private banks with a lot of foreign creditors, carry trade that had flowed into Iceland. So we were dealing with an overhang of foreign claims on the Icelandic private sector that was maybe half of our GDP. So it is different, but I think they can maybe learn. You can use capital controls. You shouldn't use them lightly. They can work. They worked in our case.
How did you impose them so that they work? There are lots of creative ways to get money out of a country.
Yeah, but I think it was easier in our case because we are an island. We are a small place. You have a few banks, and if they play along, then it works. And then it was supported by the population, I think, in general, because they knew that the capital controls were imposed in order to avoid meltdown of the exchange rate, which would have had very detrimental effects on their living standards.
I want to make sure I get this right. It actually, geography matters. If you're going to impose capital controls, it actually matters that you are literally a physical island.
It helps. I think it would be much more difficult for countries like, say, Luxembourg, which is very much intertwined with the rest of Europe, both geographically but also financially, to do this. And so one shouldn't draw too many conclusions from our experience.
But the citizens of a country, as you just pointed out, have to also believe that the capital controls are in their own best interests, or else they'll try to evade them.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. And of course, some have tried to do that. But overall, I think it's also very important that you have a kind of a efficient government apparatus that is putting the interests of everybody in view and seem to be fair in execution on all of this.
You've spent some time at international institutions. You were at the Bank for International Settlements. There was a time when capital controls were seen as beyond the pale. It was something that nice countries don't do. That seems to have changed a little bit at the IMF. Do you think that economists and practitioners now understand that that is part of something that in some cases a country has to do?
I wouldn't say it has changed a little bit. I would say it has changed a lot. I would say you shouldn't use this lightly. It has been very difficult, and I would have very much liked for us to have been in a situation where we hadn't had to impose this. But it is one of the tools, both to deal with capital inflows and also to deal with capital outflows. It can work, and you shouldn't dogmatically just deny it just because it's called capital controls.